My name is Bob Frady. I am the co-founder and CEO of HazardHub. We are the next leap forward in geographic hazard data. Basically, we can tell you all the bad things that can happen to a property. The problem is cats cost billions. Every time we make the slide, the number goes up. So now it's like McDonald's and it just says billions. Hazard data is expensive to consume. Too many people let pricing get in the way of using this data. You have to pay for it on the inquiry. We think that's dumb. The solution, cutting-edge hazard risk data via any device at any time through any application with a 30 to 40% cost savings. We are a data company. We have 4 basic elements: air, earth, fire, and water. And yes, it's a great band as well. The air coverages are similar to what you'll see with other providers, but we do have a proprietary lightning database that looks at the probability of a lightning strike at any point in the US. For earth, superfunds, and there is one 1,200 feet from this building, brownfields, Florida sinkholes, the things that we add that are slightly different, we add elevation, we add radon probability, and underground storage tanks will be coming in January of 18. For fire, we have a 48-state wildfire database. We've built our own proprietary fire station database, and we look at the distance to a property, so we cannot necessarily provide you with a certificate that is AAIS certified, but we do map to their methodology. And as we add hydrants in the beginning of 2018, it will fully automate the process. And water, lots and lots of talk about water. We have all of FEMA's digital flood zones via our API. We built our own flood model, which will be released on Monday, which shows that people are way underinsured for flood. We've got surge max, drought scores, tsunami zones, and tsunami risk zones. This site right here you can go to today, type in any address in the continental US, and it will show you exactly what we deliver. No salesperson will call because we're both sitting right here. This is an insurance company headquartered. They have a little bit extra exposure to flood because there's a creek that runs by their house, or by their property, but they do have a lot of wind exposure at this property. The flood model. FEMA flood zones are what they are. We show that for 3,600 properties that were marked as safe by FEMA, that approximately 418 of them would get wet during a particularly aggressive rainstorm. The best part, it's free to test. This is available today. You can go to Free Home Risk, look at a single property today. If you want, you can hook to the API. It's api.hazardhub.com. 10 inquiries per day, absolutely free. Very similar to what you'll see from a CoreLogic or a Verisk, except way better. Thank you.
Fires.
We did not. That's a very loaded statement because you can't necessarily predict when a fire will happen. But what we did show is that 93.5% of the fire locations were exactly where we thought they would be. Santa Rosa was a wind event plus fire, which was very unique. So some of those Santa Rosa areas would not be in a traditional wildfire model, but 93.5% of the other locations were. Our business model is that it's free to try. We like to call it the heroin dealer approach to selling, where we give it to you. We don't want to sell you anything. We want you to buy a lot of stuff from us. So the easiest way to do that is we give it to you. If you like it, then we work out a deal and you buy it. For an individual person, it's always free. We want people to know this stuff. We want consumers to go into our site and say, here's the risks for my property. We want everyone to know that. For people in the commercial end of things, where they're either underwriting a policy or they're explaining this, they're using it to sell another service, that's where we start to monetize our data. We'll be right over here. Thank you very much.